It smelled terrible. Bad. I smelled like fresh toothpaste. All the crusty crumbs of pizza I ate. Smelled absolutely terrible. I'd finish PE, be so sweaty, and I'd stink so much. I'd have so much odor secreting from my body. Everybody pointed at me. Everybody pointed at me and told me I smelled terrible. I sweat a lot. I'm not the most attractive guy, of course. You know, everybody looks at me and say, "Oh, bro, but you know, you're not 5'8" with the perfect eyelid shape, with the perfect line, and the perfect this, and making this whole just idea that they inflicted upon me, and I couldn't deny most of it because most of the time they were speaking the truth, telling me I was short, unattractive, fat, skinny. Like, when they told me all this, they weren't wrong. So I just accepted that reality. My respect for myself went down the drain. And honestly, I had no more respect for myself at all. My friends would literally bully me. They would literally bully me. They'd say, "Oh, you're short, bro. Ha 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 ha. What are you trying to live for, bro? Ha 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 ha. Bro, stop lifting, bro. Come play video games with us. Stop doing those sit-ups, bro. Stop taking care of your fitness. Stop trying to fix your life. Stop trying to fix your life to the point where you don't hate your own life. Come play video games with us." The boys, but they all bullied me. Was that really my boys? Or did I just hang out with them because they were people who were around me? I never answered that question truthfully or honestly, and I hanged out with terrible people. Terrible. Literally brought me down instead of propelling me up. The whole idea of having good friends is to propel you up. They'll teach you things, keep you accountable, and make you go up. Instead, the type of friends I had would just try to shove me down and rip my wings off. There was one thing though. One thing which, if I learned this earlier and sooner, I probably wouldn't look at myself in disgust. So the thing is, in terms of smelling good, smelling bad, I think a lot of people got it wrong. When you want to smell good, there's a lot of different ways when you want to just keep your normal scent. There's a lot of ways, but I'm not sure you realize this, but most of the soap bars you buy, the majority of them, I'm not saying all, majority of them have random weird chemicals. The soap bottle you have, the majority of them are full of weird chemicals, bro. Weird chemicals. And losing my voice for you, bro. You better be listening. A lot of people also just have this idea. I forgot where it came from, but they have this idea that it's because I sweat so much. It's not because you sweat so much. Well, sure, sweat can contain bacteria, odor, this. I'll get to that in a second, but your sweat is produced by either your stress, how hot it is, and it's just a natural feature of your body to keep you cool and fresh because of the heat. Because if you didn't sweat, you wouldn't be living right now. So there's many studies on this. If you have what's called stress sweat, you can actually impact the way you smell. Now I know that sounds a bit weird. I'm going to repeat that again. There's something called stress sweat. Stress sweat is when you stress out and you're in a stressful state. You're really stressed and you start sweating. You start having so much sweat run down your face, around your eyes, around your entire face, neck, and by the time an hour, maybe even half an hour passes by, your entire shirt is drenched in sweat and you smell terrible. See, there's many different ways to lower your stress. What I recommend is to just lower your cortisol. Lower your cortisol by meditating, journaling, and you lower your cortisol, so indirectly your sweat will not really 100% of how to explain it. You will smell better, but if your stress goes back up again, you're gonna get the stress sweat back again. So just be really careful. Now, this is where by now all the TikTok brains have clicked off. They've just went back to their TikTok, opened their phones. Oh, what's this guy saying? Clicked off, went to TikTok. You see this, bro? Scrolling. An hour, 2 hours, maybe even 5 hours. But this is where the 1% of people are still watching. This will be the unfiltered section. So this is where I'm going to say the most value. So listen up. Just listen up and focus for another couple minutes. Body spray, perfume, and cologne. I'll get to that in a second. You see, most men by now know that cologne, perfume, and body spray have phthalates. Now, if you don't know what phthalates are a chemical which it can make you smell better by spreading the chemical and the scent all around the room. But here's the issue. Here's the issue with the phthalates. It can decrease your test levels. There's been many studies on this, but it can decrease your test level. The thing is, most body sprays, perfumes, colognes have phthalates. So indirectly, it's lowering your test. So you have to be really careful. If you're gonna buy body spray, perfume, cologne, just make sure it's either natural as possible, or if you're gonna use one of the fancy designer brands, just use it 2, 3, 4, maybe maximum 5 times a week. 5 times a week, that'll probably be enough. That's like max. Else you'll actually decrease your test by so much. So if you want to know the one I use, I just have this in my personal stack. I have Dior Sauvage, 2 just generic brands, and just kind of switch it up. You can create a similar stack of just having 3 and just cycling between all 3, but you also want to make sure soap bars can actually affect the way you smell and the way your skin looks. Because if you use the weird chemical soap, your skin will probably feel irritated. You'll probably smell worse than what you could actually be smelling at your best. So if you're using one of those Dove or the weird soap bottle, using that, I encourage you to stop that as of today. Go to your local Target. They'll probably have it. Walmart, they'll probably have it. You can go online as well. Search for Dr. Scotch soap. I mean, you can look at the thousands of testimonials from men who say the soap is actually really good. It smells nice. Whatever scent you want, pine tar, fresh falls, or whatever it is, just buy it. It'll probably cost you somewhere around $8 if you live in the US. To euros, that's about, I don't know what that is in euros. You can figure it out for yourself. The point is, just go to your local Target, Walmart, online, search up Dr. Squatch soap, and you can buy your soap from there. By far, it will be the best smelling soap you ever buy in your life. Now, I'm not gonna make a whole review on it or anything, because that would take very long. My favorite scent is, honestly, Coconut Castaway and Birchwood Breeze. Those are my 2 favorite scents of their brand, but you can just pick out what you want. Now, in the Discord, if you wanna hang around with men who are on self-improvement. Talk with men on self-improvement who share a lot of value. Then that'd be a good decision. Now, if you want more self-improvement content from me, subscribe. I mean, you can subscribe if you want. And welcome to our brotherhood.